I'm Eric Stark. I'm here with the Lancaster newspaper's NFL guru. When it comes draft time, this is the man. Not Mel Kiper, Dan Plack right here. Back, he's been doing picks in the paper since 1982, and we're going to have him in this Sunday in the Sunday News. But we like to get a preview ahead of time, so let's get right into it. Who the Eagles going to draft number one?
Eagles will take Jimmy Smith, cornerback from Colorado.
Boom, write it down.
Okay.
Is that the biggest position, cornerback, for them? Is that what they should be taking at 23, or should they be going elsewhere? Where's the biggest need?
They should take either a cornerback or an offensive lineman at 23, if they stay there. I think they'll jump around like they
So why you haven't taken Smith over the lineman?
Because I think there's more depth with offensive line,
Okay.
and they can grab one in the second, third round. Cornerback, it falls off after the first round pretty drastically.
Interesting. I think there's a really good cornerback early they'd like to get if they were allowed to trade picks and trade Kevin Kolb, and that's not going to happen because of this lockout. Number 5, Arizona, is you have them taking a quarterback in the draft. They would love to get Kevin Kolb. They can't make that trade happen. And the Eagles would love to get this Peterson in the draft as well.
Patrick Peterson.
And we will talk more about him in another segment we're going to do. But this guy is supposed to be really good. So they're going to get a good cornerback. The guy has a little bit of baggage, though, with Smith, correct?
Yes, he's had some issues, but early on in high school and as a freshman. But supposedly he's cleaned up his act. So we'll just see how the teams rate him.
So about some other teams. Pittsburgh Steelers seem to always draft well. They even look, they sort of look ahead. It might not be the position you think, but 2-3 years from now, you're going, wow, that was a great pick a few years ago. I'm thinking even a couple years, Pouncey was a phenomenal pick for them. Who are they taking this year?
Well, I have them taking Derek Sherrod, an offensive lineman from Mississippi State. They would love to get Mike Pouncey, Marquise Pouncey's brother.
Wow.
They play side by side at Florida. They make a good tandem. I don't think he'll still be there. If he is, I think they'd snatch him up right away. They wouldn't hesitate.
The Baltimore Ravens, another local team. Ozzie Newsome does a great job in the draft as well. You have them taking, I'm surprised by this, you have them taking a wide receiver, Torrey Smith from Maryland. Don't they have receivers in Baltimore already?
They do, and they're pretty good, but they're getting long in the tooth.
Okay.
So it's time to get this speedy guy from Maryland, local guy. He'd be a good pick for them. They may look ahead and look for a replacement for Ray Lewis, and there's a sleeper there we can talk about later if you want.
Let's get in now. Who is the sleeper?
His name is Martez Wilson from Illinois, middle linebacker, and I think he'd be a big, stout guy, would really help their defense in the future.
Good. The Green Bay Packers. I bring up the Packers because there are a lot of Packer followers in this area, and they just won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I like the Eagles and the Packers.
Okay.
Who are the Packers going to take this year?
They're like the Steelers. They stay true to their board. They take the best player available that would be a fit for their system. And I have them taking Danny Watkins from Baylor, offensive lineman, guard, tackle. He's kind of old, or he's like 26 years old. But he's very strong and physical. I think would be a good pick for him.
Last team I got to bring up. I'm not even going to call them America's team, but Dallas Cowboys, another team in this area. You find a lot of people follow them. Cowboys have a high pick this year, number 9 overall. You got him taking another lineman. This guy out of USC. Tell me about him a little bit.
Tyron Smith was a tight end, grew into a tackle. He's the most athletic tackle in the draft, and a lot of teams wanted to trade up. In fact, Dallas might trade that pick, trade down, and still get another player to fill in later, get multiple picks.
Keeping this local, any Penn State players going to get drafted in this upcoming draft, April 24th through
in the
26th?
early rounds, Steve Wisniewski, who can play guard or center, he's a blue-chip player.
Father played in the league, too.
I think he'd be a first-round pick. I think he'll last to the second round for somebody. Hopefully be the Eagles.
Anybody else from Penn State?
Evan Royster is a running back who set records, all-time leading ground gainer, but I don't think he's going to be a great pro. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. I think he might be a late 6th, 7th round pick.
Interesting enough, I saw in the Sporting News, Manheim Central product, graduate, Graham Zug is listed in the 7th round as going.
Yes.
I'd like to see him get a shot. Good possession receiver, sort of a Greg Garrity type, you know.
Yes. Well, if he doesn't get picked, he'll be a free agent for somebody.